Guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to talk about a lot of books that I have given 5 stars to that are currently available through Book of the Month. I have noticed that there are a lot of books that are available on there that I have absolutely loved. Some of them I actually got from Book of the Month through my subscription, and some that were available before I was a subscriber to them. So I just wanted to talk about the ones that are currently there. You can get them today, and I gave 5 stars to and absolutely love and recommend. And this is also sponsored by Book of the Month. So if you haven't heard of Book of the Month and what their service is, it is a monthly book service where they will vet over hundreds and hundreds of books that are releasing in the month, and they will pick usually between 5 and 7 books every month and give them to you as options. These are books that they feel are going to be big. These are books that they feel are going to be talked about a lot. They are books that are going to open your eyes to different things and different experiences and new authors. And you can pick which book you want to receive that month. It's your choice. And the cool thing about Book of the Month definitely is if you are looking at the options for the month and none of them are really appealing to you, you can skip it and you won't get charged, and it's fine. They'll see you next month. It's totally fine. So it's really kind of risk-free because you have the option to skip. You don't have to get one every single month if you don't want to. And then there's going to be months where you want all of them. I have been there. Last month was a big one that I was like, oh man, I want all the books. It was insane for me to try to choose what I wanted. But this is, again, a monthly service, and it's fantastic. And the books that they choose are great. And I'm going to share a couple of the August picks with you today. They are running a special in August as well, where if you sign up, your first book is going to be $9.99, and that is any book on the website. It doesn't have to be an August pick. It can be any book that is available in their inventory. Some of the books I'm going to talk about today are all available in their inventory. And you can get your first book for $9.99, which is insane because this is a hardcover, you guys. And if you use the code SIZZLE at checkout, then you'll be able to get your first book for $9.99. You literally can't beat that price. So make sure you use my link down below and use the code SIZZLE, and you're all set. Okay, so for the month of August, there were 7 options. Ooh, that's a lot. And let me tell you. Okay, so the first one that I picked 2 this month. There was no brainer on the first one. I picked Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This is on my most anticipated reads for the entire year, one of my most anticipated releases. And so when I saw it on there, I was like, click, done. I love Alice Feeney. I've read a few of her books now and have not been disappointed. So this was definitely a no-brainer for me to pick this one. And this follows a family that is brought together on the secluded island to, I think, the grandmother of the family. They're going to her estate. However, some deep, dark, spooky things start happening while they're there, and they're very secluded and all that. So I think it might be a little bit of a ghost story, possibly. It's a little ominous in the description of it, which I like. So this was definitely like 100% of my alley. And then the second one I picked is The Devil Takes You Home. And this is by Gabino Iglesias. I have never read anything from this author, but this one, when I was reading it, it seemed like something I would really enjoy. It follows a man named Mario, and he's a hitman because he has a lot of debt. He has a daughter who has a sickness, so there's a lot of medical bills happening, so he needs a lot of money. And but he decides he wants to get out of that business. It's just too risky. It's getting very dangerous. He doesn't want to be in it anymore, but he decides to take one last job because it's going to pay him a lot, but he has to infiltrate a drug cartel. Yes. So it's going to follow that. And there were words that were being said that kind of was comparing this to Razorblade Tears, which I absolutely loved. And so I went ahead and grabbed this one. Now, when this came, I did not know this, but it was really cool. It comes with a translation guide because there's a lot of Spanish words and phrases in here, and it comes with a translation guide for you. So you can look through this. And it's translated by the author as well. So you can look through this, and it tells you chapter 1, page 1. There's chapter 1, page 2. So it literally goes through and will give you the page number and the phrase and what the translation is. So that is really, really cool. And that's going to come very much in handy for me who took 3 years of Spanish and can only say a couple little things. So definitely not sentences. So I thought that was really great. And this is provided by Book of the Month as well. So like if you go to the store, you're not going to find this, which is really cool. So I thought that was fantastic. And then of course it comes with a bookmark every month. And this one says, read like your TBR is watching. We all know my TBR watches me. So those are the 2 books that I ended up picking for the month. Now I know what you're saying, but Sarah, Karin Slaughter's new book is on there. Why didn't you pick that? She's one of your favorite authors. True. However, I am actually going to an in-person author event for her new book at the end of August. So I'm actually going to meet her. My excitement is like ridiculous. It's going to be in Maryland at a library. I'm so excited. I've already registered. And the cost of registration for that includes a copy of her new book that I'm going to be able to get signed. So I already have a copy coming to me. That's why I didn't pick it. If I didn't have that event happening, I definitely would have picked Girl Forgotten. But then I would have missed out on this one too. So I don't know. Like this is another one where multiple books would have been fantastic. Okay, so those are a couple of books that are options for the month of August. Now I'm going to very quickly go through all of the books that I was able to find on the Book of the Month website in their inventory that are currently available. They are not sold out. They are there. They're ready to be purchased and read and loved. These are all books that I have given 5 stars to. So I'm going to tell you the book, the author, and then I'll try to give you like 3 words, like maybe genre, feeling, whatever. But I've given all of these 5 stars. Okay. So, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, contemporary, witty banter, unlikely love story. A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham, mystery, atmospheric, unreliable narrator. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, contemporary, women in STEM, grumpy sunshine, love story. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Thriller, isolated, twists and turns. Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, which I just talked about. This one is revenge thriller, gritty, violent. We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang. This one is contemporary, family, drama. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one is contemporary, dual timelines, very rich family with lots of secrets. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is contemporary, friends to enemies to lovers. Lots of travel. The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This one is historical fiction, revenge, dual timelines that come together. The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. Historical fiction, Dust Bowl, young girl trying to make it on her own. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is a Christmas contemporary, Groundhog Day, unlikely romance. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Also my favorite book of last year. One of my favorite books of all time. This one is fantasy. Deal with the Devil. Immortal Life. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Contemporary. Bank Robbery Gone Wrong. Hilarious characters. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Do I call it a thriller? Yeah, thriller. Haunted House. Woman trying to come to terms with her childhood. One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. This is a contemporary, plus-size character, reality dating show. Beach Read by Emily Henry, also one of my favorite books. This is a contemporary Two authors, enemies to lovers. Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. This is a paranormal, haunted hotel, young girl looking for answers from the past. Things You Save in a Fire by Karin Slaughter. This is a contemporary female firefighter family drama. Beyond the Point by Claire Gibson. This one is a little bit of a mix between historical and contemporary. It's like set in the past, but not too far in the past. It follows female military members at an academy. There is also a theme of 9/11 in here. Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Thriller. Woman who kills her husband and then goes silent. Psychiatrist who feels like he's the one who's going to break her. No Exit by Taylor Adams. Thriller. Fast-paced. Psychopath at a snowed-in rest stop. The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Thriller. Summer camp. Figuring out what happened in the past. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I know, but I gave it 5 stars. Thriller. Unreliable narrator. Twists and turns. The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. This is a thriller. This is a marriage on the brink. Another woman showing up to make everything difficult. Final Girls by Riley Sager. Lots of Riley Sager on here. This is a thriller. This explores final girls, people who have survived a mass murder, and the guilt that comes along with that. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a historical fiction, famous actress, her 7 husbands, and who her true love actually was in her life. Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, one of my favorite thrillers. This one is an affair that is happening between a woman and her boss, and befriending his wife. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Science fiction. Alternate universes. Incredible. That's all I can say. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. This is not going to be for everybody, so this is a very loose recommendation. So this is a contemporary. It is a love story between an older man and a younger girl. And the difficulty of that relationship and the situations that they are put in. Again, I cannot recommend this to everybody. Look at the content warnings before you go into this one. It's a difficult one, but I gave it 5 stars. I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. This one is, I would say it's more of a mystery than a thriller, but it is a mystery. A woman's child is hit by a car, and the consequences that come about. There's a lot of consequences that come about that, more than you think. It's fantastic. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. This one is a historical fiction. It is a woman in STEM and all of the difficulties she has in that area in the 1950s and 60s. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a historical fiction. It follows a band in the 70s and what they went through during that time and why they broke up. And this is told in an interview format. And last but not least, Book of the Month has one of my all-time favorite books, like top 5. This book changed the way that I read. It's available on Book of the Month. If you don't have a copy and you haven't read this book, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This book changed the way I read. It's the reason I read thrillers today and why thrillers are my favorite genre of book. So this is a thriller. This is probably the psychological thriller. If you ever read one, this should be the one that you read. This follows a woman who disappears. Her husband is the prime suspect, but there's a lot of things happening that nobody knows about, and you're going through this whole process with them and what actually happened to her. Okay, guys, those are all of the books that are available on Book of the Month that I have read and gave 5 stars to. If you want to get any one of these books in a hardcover for $9.99, again, use the link down below. Use the word sizzle as a discount code, and you will get a book for $9.99. These are all ones that I highly, highly, highly recommend. Can't recommend them enough. I love them all. So let me know if you guys have any questions. A huge thank you again to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have any other thoughts, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day.